Aubrey, where'd you go?
Before we began the podcast, I neglected to introduce everyone in the discussion. We were kind of constrained for time in our recording session, since some of us had to work the next morning. It's rare that we have David, Matt, Josh, and me all together because of work schedules. Just so you can recognize who is speaking, I'm going to go through each of us with a little voice clip from the podcast. Except me, of course. I'm Don, for those of you who don't know. Here's David. He's going to be in a fishbowl until he gets a new headset.
It's been so long.
Here's Josh.
Smash Crash!
And last but not least is Matt. He's been sick, so he sounds like Solid Snake.
Get butts in the seats.
Anyway, to commemorate the special occasion, I drew some artwork of us, and so the video for this podcast is a little time lapse. And just as a heads up, occasionally there will be a few pops in the audio when I'm either muting or unmuting my mic. That was sort of my solution for my daughter getting noisy in the background. And occasionally you'll hear my daughter Lily say some things, and she might speak over some other people. I'm sorry, but I tried my best, and hopefully you can forgive me. Anyway, the podcast. Okay, let's get this recording on the road, show on the road.
Okay. Number 1, Shrek Super Slam. Now here's why I think Shrek should be in Smash Brothers. Number 1, okay, there's been a lot of Shrek games on Nintendo consoles. More than there's been Cloud games on Nintendo consoles, okay? So when you think about it, Shrek is more of a Nintendo character than Cloud Strife. Alright? Alright. Number 2. Okay, have you ever played the racing game on the Game Boy Advance? Alright. Donkey's Giant Log Morass should be a stage in Smash Brothers. Alright?
Greatest stage.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, for Morass. Morass. That's it. I'm done. I've made my point for Shrek. All right.
Good night,
That's great.
everybody.
That's great. Okay. Let's try this for real.
It's hard. It's so hard.
Okay. All right. Let's try it for real. Go ahead.
What
are we doing?
What are we doing? Tonight, we will be talking about what we want to see in a Smash for Switch release. Like, whether or not, if it's a Smash 4 revamp, or just an entirely new Smash game in general.
So I thought you were just saying, what are we doing? And that was the start.
That is it. That's it. We're done.
Hi,
Hi,
Dr. Nick.
Nick.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's okay. 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 Hold on. Let's start here. First of all, do we think that Smash Brothers is coming to the Switch at all?
Yes.
I want to say yeah.
Okay.
I did. I'm less convinced now than I was like 6 months ago. But I still believe it's coming to the Switch.
Okay. And do
There's
you
a
think?
100% chance that it's
Yeah.
coming. It's like the biggest money maker.
Yeah, they'd be stupid not to.
And okay, but do you think it's going to be a port or is it going to be a new game? Because I'm 100% convinced it's just going to be Smash 4 again.
I think it's going to be an enhanced port.
Well, right, that's what I mean. But
Okay.
It has to be at least an enhanced port because so much time has gone by now at this point that just a port isn't going to...
Yeah.
Getting into the territory where it's got to be a new game almost.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Personally, I think it's not I think it's not Sakurai's style to do a port, but
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make an exception this time.
Well, I think it. To me, it doesn't make any sense for them to make a new Smash Brothers right this second when the Wii U sold so few units and they put all this effort into Smash 4 on the Wii U. It's like the definitive Smash Brothers game. I know that most people would say that like Melee is the definitive Smash Brothers game, but like Smash 4 is the definitive Smash Brothers game. And like normally there's like a 5, 6, 7 year gap between Smash Brothers game. And
Already at 4.
what?
Yeah.
And just like I don't know, I feel like it would have been a waste of their time to put all this effort into Smash 4 just to move on to a new one already because
I
the
don't know.
Wii U was such a failure.
Yeah.
Either way.
I
I mean,
go ahead.
either way, because on one hand, yeah, I mean, they put a lot of effort into the last one and a short amount of time between games, but also it's a brand new system and enough time. We're like in that gray area where time has passed for a new game, but enough time has passed that it feels like going to be cheap to just release the old game. So, what's it going to be?
That is true. I mean, you already said this, but it came out in 2014, so I mean, they could just reintroduce the amiibos again, and everyone will just lose their shit all over again.
Okay, but okay, it has, but technically it'll be 4 years since Smash 4 this year. Technically, that is that is correct, but they were still releasing DLC for it a year after.
That's
So
true.
like they didn't technically stop working on Smash 4 until like a year and a half later.
Mhm.
So like and I'm sure Sakurai didn't just jump right back into making a new Smash Brothers game. Like, okay, Smash 4 is done. Let's go. Let's make a new one for this new system that's coming out. Like, I don't think that that's something that's happened. So if they are going to make a new one, it's not going to be for a couple years. We're not going to get a new one on the Switch anytime soon. But
Yeah.
if they want to get those dollars now and capitalize on the success of the Switch and Smash Brothers being one of like the biggest system seller they could possibly have,
Mhm.
they're going to want to put Smash 4 on the Switch as soon as the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I don't think it makes a lot of sense for them to make a new one right this second when they could just put the old one on the Switch like they've done with other games, Hyrule Warriors, Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Like I think it makes more sense to Nintendo
Mhm.
to just port Smash 4 with some enhancements to the Switch.
I agree. I mean,
I
I
think-
also go ahead. What I was gonna say was, I think they will just kind of make a definitive edition, which will have like both stuff from the 3DS game and the Wii U game, and obviously all the DLC characters, and maybe one or two more new ones, depending on what they do.
Well, they would have to make it. First of all, they would have to make it a definitive edition for sure, include all that DLC and everything. But they would have to include a few new things to make it to get those Wii U players to pick it back up
Mhm.
on Switch. Like they have to give them an incentive to
Right. I think
repurchase it.
I think the plan is probably like the Switch is flying high right now. It's doing really well, and that's in no small part due to the big two franchises, Pokemon, no, Zelda and Mario, like already being on the system.
Mhm.
I think as soon as sales maybe start to dip in a year or so, they're gonna want another huge game, and I think that's what Smash is gonna be.
But
Do you think it's? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you think it's gonna be Smash 4, or you think it's gonna be a new Smash 5?
By the time they're probably already working on it, I think they're probably going to announce a trailer or something this year.
Mhm.
Another one of the Mojo things where they release info and it's going to be a new game.
Mhm. Do you
They're
think
probably going to build off of 4. When the final product comes out, it's going to be vastly different than what Smash 4 was.
That'd be nice and interesting. Do you think it would come out this year if they like announce it with a trailer and everything, or do you think it would be November 2019?
If it's
Come
gonna,
out, it'll come out this year or sooner if it, or not sooner. It'll come out this year or around this year. If it's a port, it'll be a year or so if it's an all new one.
Mhm.
yeah, I was just gonna say the same exact thing. If it is Smash 4 definitive, I think they're gonna want to release it this year because we don't know what their like big games are for this year beyond Fire Emblem
Mhm.
because they haven't really announced any. They haven't really announced anything beyond like April, May. So like we
Yeah.
don't know what's coming, and with their online service launching sometime the end of this year, September or something like that, I believe.
Mhm.
Smash Bros is the perfect game to attach to that online service and to get butts in the seats. And I think that Smash Bros 4 would be the perfect like holiday title to go along with Fire Emblem, even if it is an old game, just with some new features.
Mhm. Well, I mean,
They
yeah,
announced-
the
the
attach
game-
rate's much more than it was on the Wii U, so that
Well,
would already.
Smash Bros is also one of those series that like attract people that aren't just necessarily Nintendo fans.
Right.
Like Smash Brothers transcends that. Like even if it is like a amalgamation of like all these Nintendo franchises, people who aren't big Nintendo people are like, "Oh, I fucking love Smash Brothers." So like that's a good way to sell consoles. Like people who didn't pick up the Wii U or the 3DS version, like now all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I can get it on the Switch and I can get all the DLC characters. I get like 3 new characters, a bunch of like new modes and stages. Like I'm down." Like
They-
that's
Do controller support for the Switch?
I believe the Switch, like there was like an update that allowed for GameCube controller support, right, Don?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was an update on the Switch, like the firmware update, and it allowed, I guess, third-party controllers or something like that. It allowed for more controllers to be connected to the Switch, basically. And as a result, the GameCube adapter for Smash for Wii U was enabled on the Switch. But apparently, Nintendo didn't realize, they didn't know. So you could even find online Reggie being asked about it and him not knowing that it was a feature, like it was a thing.
Mm.
Or
So
was he playing it up?
Yeah, he could have been playing it up.
yeah, he could be playing it. He didn't want to get anybody's hopes up.
I think it's only a
When he
matter.
talks
I think it's
about
only a
Mode 3.
matter. I think it's only a matter of time before the GameCube controller is officially added to the Switch because I think they're gonna do GameCube Virtual Console games or even just like remakes of GameCube games. I think it's only a matter of time. I think
Here's my
we're
theory.
at that point in the like Nintendo lifespan that like you have to do GameCube games now.
Mhm.
What's your theory,
Here's-
Dave?
My theory on online is they're going to get the infrastructure up and running, and they're probably going to test the waters with something like, I don't know, maybe even Mario Kart. Like that would release some more DLC for that because it's a popular game. It'll get a lot of people to play, online a lot, and then that rolling out the red carpet for the next Smash.
I mean, I could see them doing that. I can see them doing
How
that.
shoddy it's been on the last couple systems.
Okay, so
I think it
I'm
works
gonna
pretty
be.
well on the Wii U, though.
I'm gonna agree with Matt here. He mentioned this earlier, and how they're probably going to tie it with the service, the online service.
Mhm.
Think about it. They've delayed the service for a while now.
They delayed
And-
it over a year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what else gets delayed?
Smash
Video
Brothers?
games. Yeah, exactly. Smash Bros.
Yes,
You know?
specifically Smash Bros.
So they've
Especially-
low key
especially
been
Bro.
delaying for a new Smash game. I mean,
Do you
doesn't that
think
make sense?
I mean-
for Luigi's Mansion Online.
No,
Yeah.
come on, Arlo, get out of here.
Do you? I mean, honestly though, like, do you think this is kind of related, but I don't think they would release two huge games in the same month. I'm pretty sure, like last year, they kind of, I mean, they didn't flat out say it, but with how they released it, or how they had the release schedule, I don't think they would release two big games in the same month, even if it's for holiday this year. Do you think that if a Pokemon game comes out later this year, like it's rumored, I mean, rumors, do you think we would also see Smash Bros this year?
Well,
No,
first of all,
I
I
don't
don't.
think so.
First of all, I don't think we're getting a Pokemon game this year. I know a lot of people think we are. I do not think we are. Um, but that's a subject for a different day.
Right,
But
right.
but the way that Nintendo's been going with the Switch, they've been trying to release a first or second party game every month.
Mhm.
So it's not that I don't think that they'd be willing to release two big games like back to back like that. I just don't think it would be Smash Brothers and Pokemon. I think it would be Smash Brothers and Fire Emblem or Pokemon and Fire Emblem. I think Smash Brothers would be wiped out of the equation if Pokemon is on
Oh,
the table.
yeah.
But I don't think Pokemon is on the table. I don't.
Mhm.
I think Pokemon's going to come out next year, big release for next year.
hmm
And I think this year is going to be Fire Emblem and Smash Bros. 4. Smash
Mhm.
Bros. Definitive Edition.
That new
Um,
Metroid game.
Metroid's next year.
Metroid
I think.
Prime 4. Yeah, I
Metroid
would
Prime.
probably.
I think
say
Metroid
next
Prime
year.
4 and Pokemon are next year.
What
I think
about
those are the big ones next year.
what about
Box
Animal
Boy
Crossing?
4 for the Switch?
No.
Yes.
What about Animal Crossing?
I think Animal Crossing will be next year's beginning, like spring game.
Mm,
No
that's
way, man.
interesting.
You know, Animal Crossing could be a game
Animal,
that is also tied to the
Could be a
service. You
game.
know, that could really
Yeah.
push the service.
it could be
And-
a game, you're right.
It could be a game. No,
It's
but
been
yeah.
longer since we've had a new actual Animal Crossing game. You know,
Here's the thing. You're right, and I agree with you. And I think Animal Crossing is definitely coming, and I think it is definitely a big enough draw to be one of their big slots. But I don't think that it would put enough butts in the seats for the online service. I think the online service has to be a competitive game.
Mm.
I think it has to be.
That's what the self
esports.
Yeah, I think it has to be Smash Bros.
1, 2, 3, Switch 2.
I'm honestly
Yeah.
surprised it's not Splatoon 2.
Splatoon.
Splatoon.
I think Splatoon 2 would have been if they hadn't fucking delayed the online service 600 times.
So see,
Green.
Splatoon 2 is like is sort of what I think they're going to be doing with Smash.
Like, basically, it's just the first game, but better.
Yeah. So it's going to be Smash 4 but improved.
But better.
There, I feel like because this is kind of dumb, but like because of the moniker for Smash for
Wii U
Smash for 3DS,
and
Smash for Switch,
3. Yeah.
you know, they can do it.
I've heard that brought up that like a lot of people think that the name is like holding them back, and I think that's stupid. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, that is.
I think they could just. I think they could literally just call it Super Smash Brothers for Switch Definitive or Super Smash Brothers 4, and I don't think anybody would bat an eye. Like, I don't think the name has anything to do with it. But I've heard people bring that up.
Mhm.
But anyway, okay. So
Okay.
we gotta keep this thing moving along a little bit here. This has been a good discussion. But let's talk like what we want to actually see them add. Let's say that it is a port. Okay. Before we get into if it's a new game. Let's say it's a port. Let's say it's Smash 4, but a definitive version. What do you want to see them add to a definitive version of Smash Bros. 4? Like, what would make it definitive to you?
I mean, obviously new characters. I would definitely want to see Ice Climbers brought back because that was a limitation of Smash Bros. For 3DS that they just carried over to the Wii U because you can't have one with more characters.
End of
I mean-
list.
Yes.
That's it. Just put
Yeah.
them. Just big Ice Climbers picture on the front of the box. Smash Bros. Logo. That's it.
Hi, everybody.
I agree with you. I think I definitely think that Ice Climbers will come back, regardless of if it's a new game or if it's Smash 4, because I don't think that 3DS like limitation matters anymore. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think whether it's Sakurai behind it or somebody new behind it, I don't think they're going to care about keeping the games exactly the same, because the Switch is its own beast, and
Right.
it can do handheld, and the user base is going to be the same regardless. So I don't think that keeping the two games the same is going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Ice Climbers are definitely going to be a result of that, and I think they will be. I think they will be back in whatever form Smash Brothers takes on the Switch, unless it is a direct port with no new additions. But I don't see that happening. So.
No, I don't either.
We'll be super let down if that was the case.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would love to see Isaac from Golden Sun, as I very much pushed for before Smash 4 came out. But yeah, he's an assist trophy. They're not gonna change that.
Not even an assist trophy anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's not an assist trophy?
No, he's
Perfect.
not in Smash 4.
Isaac in Smash 4.
Here's the thing about
him not
No, go.
being an assist trophy was sort of the reason why I thought he was gonna be like at least a DLC character,
Yeah.
but it didn't
But
end
there's
up
a lot
happening.
of people that aren't assist trophies anymore.
Yeah,
I need more.
but okay. As a result of Little Mac ascending,
Right, that's true.
we were so sure about
Yeah.
Isaac being a playable character.
I think Isaac would be a great playable character, but we also have Shulk and Cloud and 16 different Fire Emblem characters that are all like similar to Isaac. And I'm just gonna say this about it being like an enhanced port, like nothing against Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they're going to add new characters, I don't think they're going to be that obscure.
Yeah. That's true.
I think they have to be something like the Inkling
Mm-hmm.
that like are going to be more of a draw to a bigger crowd. Like Isaac is great, and like a lot of like hardcore Nintendo fans would be like, "Oh man, I can't believe Isaac's in the game." But like that's not 100% who they're going to be going for,
Right.
especially if it's a port. So I think Inkling, in terms of like Nintendo characters, because I also think there's a chance that a third party character could bring in people to the seats. But I think Inkling would be the best choice in that regard.
Yeah, my nephew loves that game, and he hasn't even played it, Splatoon. So he would definitely love to see one of the Inklings in Smash 4.
Plus,
Smash Definitive.
Plus, like since Smash Brothers, Splatoon has left like the biggest mark on like Nintendo.
Definitely.
Here's my question: if they're gonna do a port and they're gonna add, hypothetically, Ice Climbers and a new character in the Inkling and maybe even a couple other ones, like how many of those do you do for this port where you're like keep adding things and make it into a new game?
Yeah.
Well,
true.
that's I think that's a good point, and I think that's why the line would have to be drawn at somebody like Isaac. I think that at max they would add 5 characters, and I think that returning characters would take up a slot, like Ice Climbers.
Young Link
would be like one of the, not Young Link. If they're gonna add anybody else, it would be Wolf, and I don't think he's coming back either.
No,
but,
Wolf's dead.
But I'm just saying, like,
I think Wolf has a better chance than Snake.
Well, yeah.
But I was saying that like a third party character would be a perfect way to like get more eyes on the game. Like if it was like since it's a port, like if they added a new third party character, like that would
I would agree with you.
More attention.
Like Cloud wasn't already in the game. Like who is going to be a bigger draw to this game, third party wise, than Cloud?
Yes, right. Exactly. Okay, I think you're right. I think they've already got all the big ones, and I'm gonna throw somebody out there, and it's not even a character that I like. If I was to do my top 10 like most wanted characters for Smash Bros., this character would not even be on my list. I would have like 3 or 4 other third-party characters on there first. But this character has made quite a comeback in the last year, and there's rumors of it coming to the Switch. Crash Bandicoot.
That would be interesting. I would be all right with that.
I thought you were gonna say Doom
Guy. Doom Guy would be fucking awesome. No, but
his final smash is Doom.
But Crash Bandicoot was one of the like last like mascots of that like era that like came out and like was like, oh, there's Mario, there's Sonic, there's Crash, and Crash has had a bit of a comeback recently with the Insane
Has
trilogy.
he?
The Insane trilogy sold incredibly well for the
Yeah.
PlayStation
Did it?
4.
Because I know it came out and I just didn't hear another word about it or Crash.
No.
It sold. It sold a lot. There's rumors of it coming to the Switch and to PC. There's rumors of that development team working on a fourth, like a new Crash Bandicoot game. And I just think Crash's status as a character, like, I think he would fit into that Smash Brothers mold. Like, you can apply the same to Crash that you can to like Pac-Man. Like Pac-Man, like I don't think Crash is as iconic as Pac-Man, obviously, but like Pac-Man's been in a lot of shitty games recently. Like, has Pac-Man really mattered in the last 15 years? No, he hasn't. But he matters to gaming as a whole. And Crash Bandicoot, I think, matters to gaming as a whole. And I think he could fill that void and bring some eyes to him. And like it would just be crazy to have like another like PlayStation character, kind of like Cloud,
Mhm.
on the Nintendo console in a Smash Brothers game. I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. But
You
I
know
think
what-
Only
that's
what
the
else
one.
he has going for him?
Hmm.
Crash rhymes with Smash.
oh, no.
Yes.
That's what
It's
the
fun.
name of the game is going to be. Super Smash
Smash
Bros. Crash. Smash
Twitter.
Crash.
Smash Crash. I thought he was owned by Sony, though. Am I completely wrong on that, or is it
Is
just?
Sony going to
He's
say
owned by
no? We don't
he's owned by
want
Activision.
Oh, okay.
He's
I
owned by
think the only
Activision.
third-party character that would really is a Dragon Quest character, and I don't think it would do really in the US like it would in Japan. Like Japan, it would go crazy. It would go over really well. But over here, everybody'd be like, "What you got?"
Like who?
Mhm.
Who's that?
A
Who's that?
hole, I think.
I think David said Dragon Quest character.
Yeah, no, I heard
Yeah.
him. I heard
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I understand.
But there's so
where
many
he's coming
Dragon
from.
Quests. Who would you even pick?
Slime, obviously.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But I mean, we had the same discussion with Final Fantasy. Well, who would they pick? They wouldn't just randomly pick someone from one of the games, and here we get
Yeah, well,
fucking
we
Cloud.
were wrong.
Oh man, do you think? I mean, you think we would ever get Sora?
No.
Oh God,
I
no.
think he would make them. I think he would make more sense than Cloud does, but Cloud has that draw.
I think Sora would be great and he would fit in really well. But as far as we know, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not coming to the Switch.
Nope.
And there's too much red tape to cross with Square and Disney,
Yeah.
which I'm sure is the same thing I said when we brought Sora up 15 years ago. So,
And I'm pretty sure Sakurai doesn't want to work with Nomura anymore.
yeah, fuck 'em.
Apparently, he didn't like it or some shit.
And plus, Kingdom Hearts would want to bring Smash Brothers into continuity, and it would just take like 6 games to explain how that works.
They would try to explain the continuity of Smash Bros. There would be like 18,000 Kingdom Hearts trophies.
Yep.
All of them Sora.
Well, yeah, they would have to be. They did, because then you have to get all the rights to frickin' Mickey and Disney, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that's
There's
another mess.
I think
That's
there's
an entire
too much
other mess.
too much red tape there.
The Final Fantasy cell phone games recently had a Kingdom Hearts event, and they only used Kingdom Hearts only characters, so I think that's how they avoided that.
Yeah.
Hacking it for like half a second. I think my ideal Dragon Quest character would be the Slime Knight, because it has the slime, like the iconic character, but also it can do all the cool sword attacks and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's just a generic enemy. There's nothing special about it, so I don't think they would ever choose that. I just think it would be cool.
Mhm.
That would be cool. Okay, but how about beyond third party? I think third party would be a way to bring in more butts to seats. That's all I'm saying. But like beyond third party, what other? If you could only add 2 more, let's say 2 more. What other Nintendo characters? 2 more Nintendo characters. Would you add?
Are you talking about 2 more on top of Ice Climbers and Inkling?
Let's say on top of Ice Climbers and Inkling and potential third party character. Let's say there's 5. Let's say 2 more Nintendo characters.
I would have to go with Ricky's pick, Dixie.
Well, yeah, Dixie's my pick.
I think a Donkey Kong pick is definitely in there. I think Takamaru is, or however you say his name, is probably due.
Mhm. Yeah. It would be
Remember,
nice.
I think
Yeah.
like he floated him last time after Smash 4 came out. And was like, I was gonna use him, but nobody really knew who he was, and so I used him as a trophy in response to that. And I think based on him, kind of having a small resurgence and finally having his game released in the West.
Mhm.
Like who else do you put in a Smash Brothers game at this point? You gotta go obscure.
Yeah, I mean, we have literally all of
Okay.
the heavy hitters.
Well, that's
I think there is some potential for another Xenoblade character.
Okay.
I don't
It
know
doesn't
anything about
necessarily need to
Xenoblade.
be Rex, but Pyra and Mithra. I'm pretty sure it's Mithra. Yeah, it's Mithra. Is could be a potential candidate.
I think that's a fair thing to say because Xenoblade has sort of carved a space for itself as like a prominent Nintendo IP now at this point with Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. As far as I know, Chronicles 2 actually did really well
Hmm.
in terms of like that kind of niche uh, RPG, JRPG game. I don't think it did Super Mario Odyssey well, but I think it did pretty well for what it was, and it's popular. And, it was well received by critics. And there's been 3 Xenoblade Chronicle games plus a remake port, whatever, uh, since 2012 or whenever that was. So I think there's a place for another Xenoblade character.
Hmm.
I
Probably
can,
right, but I'm just so indifferent to that series that I don't really care.
but just because you're indifferent to it doesn't mean that it's on a Nintendo series. That
I see that. I know you have totally legit points.
I
Like I didn't care about Shulk either, so
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think he's earned his place. Um, see, I want to go back to Dixie Kong because I want there to be another Donkey Kong character so bad, especially with Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze coming out again. But
Hmm.
I just don't know that if it was a port, if a Donkey Kong character is enough to get people to fucking care.
You're right.
Like, I
like the Inkling is the #1 Nintendo franchise that would get people to care.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's what. Yeah, I
I
know.
think
Like, I mean, I guess.
Dixie and Ice Climbers would be like icing on the cake.
Yeah,
But
I guess
that's
that's true. Like, you could just argue that like after Inkling, like anybody is fair game. Like, who cares? Like, if
yeah,
people care. Like,
right.
so yeah, I would definitely add Dixie.
It's
Dixie's
gonna
my
be.
number. Dixie's my number 1 for life. It's gonna be funky. And he's gonna
It's
be
gonna.
invincible.
Yes, it's gonna be
Except
Poochie. Yeah, Poochie.
Yes, Bacon Poochie. Bacon Poochie. I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with Poochie.
I honestly like if this is just a port, and like Inklings would definitely be the biggest draw. There's no question with that. I think they could go obscure with a couple of characters. Like I would not be surprised to see Box Boy show up. He had
QB.
QBBY. No, it's just
Q.
QB.
It's just QB. It's just
Yeah.
QB. Why would you QBBY? Like what?
Yeah, I mean that's how it's spelled, right?
Well, yeah, but Rob is spelled R-O-B, and the announcer still goes Rob. Like what the fuck?
That's true. That's true.
And
I
the
don't know.
winner is QBBY. Like what the fuck, Josh?
is Kiboobaby.
QB is definitely on my list.
Hmm.
Assist.
I think so too. I don't think he'd be playable, but I think he has the potential to be playable.
I think
And
QB can have
the
like that Mr. Game and Watch style to him, where he's completely flat. That'd be kind of funny and cool.
And the eShop has, it doesn't have any representation in terms of like characters. So.
We just get rusty.
No, I mean yes.
Yeah.
No, I could also see them doing like more assist trophies and stuff. I could guarantee they would throw something from Breath of the Wild, whether it's like a Guardian as an item or some shit like
Oh,
that.
more Zelda items. Wonderful.
Yeah, because we need that.
Yeah.
Twice the Gus Bellows.
Josh, I gotta be honest with you. I'm surprised you haven't brought up ARMS yet. I
Oh!
think Springman could be a potential
Yes.
character in Smash for Switch.
Definitely.
Is that
Es-
big of an impact?
Especially, well, I mean, if they're still gonna try and push it, I could definitely see Springman or Ribbon. Well, it would be either Springman or Ribbon Girl, to be honest. But Springman's on the cover, so he would be the one to get in.
Again, I could see them as an assist. I don't know if they're going to make it as full character this time.
Maybe not in this. Well, if it's a port, definitely not. If it's a brand new game, I could see them being added in.
Well, here's the thing. With the release of Corrin, Sakurai did, his like Famitsu column, whatever, and I think that's where I read it at least, where he was sort of coming up with ideas for Corrin, and he sort of thought about like a Dhalsim like character with like extendy arms or whatever, which that's what Corrin does for like forward smash and stuff. So to have Springman as an actual Dhalsim kind of character might, fit with his vision for a character in Smash Bros.
Yeah. See, if I would definitely agree with that if he had talked about something. Well, if I had known he had talked about something like that before. But yeah,
that carries more weight for me.
I mean, just the inclusion of Corrin also shows that they obviously are willing to add newer characters. So, I mean,
and at this point, if you're trying to just add franchises, you're light on franchises. So
right. I don't know. I could see Springman. I don't think that Springman would be added, but I can see Springman being added eventually.
yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that, really. If they really need to fill in the roster in a new game, I can see Springman. If, at the very least, he'll be an assist trophy.
Yeah.
How many characters were the last one? 58?
Something
Up
like
from
that.
39, so they added like another, what is that? What is that math? 19 characters? And another 20 characters to this roster, I would really struggle to do it.
Yeah, it's
You somebody from ARMS and go, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, see, up until like Ryu, I was kind of like, well, they've never thrown a fighting game character in this fighting game.
Yeah, I mean that's what he has going for him. Honestly, he's like Springman and ARMS in general. It's a fighting game, so it just makes sense to put a character from their fighting game in another fighting game.
Yeah, time to bring on Scapon.
Yeah.
Yes. Revived from the grave. Not even Captain Rainbow saved him.
Scapon or Sukapon, or I don't think he was in Captain or whatever, would have been a great like DLC character for ARMS, actually. Would have been a great way to bring that character back.
They get away if without there's no way they get away with releasing the game without giving Link the Breath of the Wild outfit.
Yes. Ooh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. I definitely think in this new game, or port, whatever, I think there's definitely going to be more costumes for each character.
So I was so sure there were going to be costumes on the Wii U one that when there weren't really any, I was very upset. But now with Mario Odyssey and Zelda, and there's gotta be costumes.
Right?
So you'd think.
I know. And Bowser, they all have things to draw from now.
Do you think I mean, I think they would wait until Smash 5 for this, but do you think they would replace Flood with Cappy?
No.
I think if anything, they're going to replace the cape with Cappy. It'll probably serve a similar purpose where it like flips or something. Also hang for a little bit, and you can probably jump off of it and get another jump.
Man, it's so weird to think of him without the cape, but he hasn't had it since Mario uh World. Wow.
Yeah, but if they keep Doc around, they can keep him with the cape and him with the tornado, and he can kind of be the legacy Mario, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Huh. I didn't think of that.
Good old Dr. Legacy Mario.
Uh, well, since we're on the Mario series, do we see any changes in that lineup?
No.
They're gonna get rid of the Koopalings in favor of the bunnies.
Nope.
The
Nope.
Broodals.
Get the
No,
fuck,
that's not gonna happen.
get the fuck out.
Junior and the Koopalings is like in a series built on fan service is just the greatest example of fan service I've ever seen in a game.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, 8
That
characters
would
in
be so
one.
sad.
That would be really depressing. Going-
I still really want Toad, but no, I don't
Yeah.
see them.
Honestly, at this point, now that Captain Toad, like I said in the past when we did this, that Toad would never be a character because they gave everything he could do to Peach.
Mm-hmm.
Like Captain Toad is kind of his own thing. He's got his own games going on. He's got his own little, moves.
He has his own line account.
Yeah, I think they could make that work. I think they could really do a Captain Toad as a character. And Toad is like the last big 8 Mario character who's not in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So that one of
with
his
Toad,
costumes is Toadette.
it could be a Bowser Jr. type thing, where it's multiple Toads. You know, regular Toad, Captain Toad, Toadette, Toadsworth. You know,
Finally.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
Finally, Captain.
Unless the moveset is based around like light and its backpack and stuff like that, then it would just be like Toad and Toadette.
Finally.
For Mario would be an option.
Going back to third parties, I don't know how much draw this would bring in, but I think it would be interesting if we saw Shovel Knight.
I would love Shovel Knight, but I don't think he's gonna be in Smash Bros.
you
Yeah,
see,
like I
I was
said, it
also
doesn't-
thinking the same thing. I wanted to bring it up earlier when you guys were talking about third parties, but obviously I couldn't.
Yeah.
But I think, like Matt, it's not very likely.
Mm-hmm.
I think he hasn't been around long enough to really make like, a lasting impact on video games, and also he's a Western character, and also he's in one game,
Mm-hmm.
No, he's been in a ton of games, but he's only had his own
He's in
game.
the star of one game.
Yeah. He's been in more fucking games than
Let's
Mario at this
consult-
point.
Talk about Shovel Knight in like 10 years when he's taken over the gaming industry.
Mm.
And he will. Mark my words. If they ever make a Shovel Knight 2 instead of just expansions for the first Shovel Knight over.
Well, hey, we probably should mention this in a different video, but kudos to them for actually like doing their stretch goals, rather than like, all right, we're moving on to the next game. Screw you guys for paying us money.
No, they're great, and I'm glad that they continue to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you think about?
I think it would definitely be interesting, but at the same time, I don't think they would put him in this particular game. I think he would be like,
Number 5?
yeah,
Smash
he would
5.
definitely be like Smash 5, if at all.
And I think he only makes it if they trim Doc and make him a costume.
Mm-hmm.
This
Three
is
Marios, I don't think.
you're talking about Paper Mario.
Yeah.
I think Paper Mario has a lot of potential,
Mm-hmm.
and like could even represent its own series technically, but I don't know that they would put in another Mario.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. What's everybody's sort of off the wall, only you care about this character pick? I'll go first. Mine's Urban Champion. Let's move on.
Finally, Urban Champion, the love that he deserves.
Um, I already said mine. Isaac.
Yeah.
He's
Isaac?
not happening.
I
I
don't,
mean, definitely not this game.
I don't think Isaac's that off the wall, to be honest with you. Mine's QB.
Okay, I guess we already knew that. Josh, can you pick a different one?
Can I pick a different one? Cranky Kong.
All right, Cranky Kong. Matt, can you pick a different one?
All right, if I'm picking a different one, I'm going to say Captain Rainbow.
Okay, awesome.
I would love to
David.
see that.
Count is that crazy, not it? No, my the wall one that I still want is Klaus from Motherhood.
Okay, I figured as much. Masked Man.
Hmm.
Masked Man suddenly attacks.
Others.
How do you guys feel about like generic characters like from series? Like if Capcom decided to introduce, I mean, I only know this because they've introduced it in like Brave Exvius, but like just Monster Hunter. I guess he was in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that game.
Yeah,
I mean, we've already got Villager,
yeah, that's
and
true.
Wii Fit Trainer, and
I'm not against it. I mean, I'm not like super excited about it, but whatever.
Yeah,
I think that ship has sailed on like generic characters, like whatever. I
What?
don't think there's gonna be 3 Capcom characters though.
no,
so.
no, definitely not.
The okay, in Smash for Wii U, I guess also 3DS. I'm not sure. There was a lot of Mii costumes, and those Mii costume characters could be a sign of what would be potential characters in Smash for Switch.
Okay, rule confirmed.
Gino baby.
Oh my god, I forgot about.
I mean,
Gina.
obviously, you probably won't have like 3
Gino, baby.
polygon Akira or Heihachi or whatever. Was Heihachi a Mii costume?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I believe
So maybe not. Maybe not
Waluigi,
those.
baby.
Maybe not Waluigi because he's still gonna be an assist trophy.
That's true.
Yeah. Ace of assist trophies at this point.
Wah.
Wah.
Poor
But the
Waluigi.
Monster Hunter was a Mii costume. The Rathalos armor.
Oh, I completely forgot.
So were
About
the
that.
Inklings.
That's true.
Shows what?
But
Oh.
That's also true. So was King K. Rool.
Yeah.
honestly,
But to
at this
be,
point,
but
Was there a
to
really
be fair,
Mii costume?
to be fair, yeah, right. To be fair, there was also a Mii costume of Samus who is. So I mean, that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Meta Knight.
Yeah, Meta Knight Mask. There's a Link costume. Like it doesn't. Those costumes don't really. They don't really mean anything.
Hmm.
At this point, with all the backlash that they got about not having a new Donkey Kong character, I wouldn't be surprised if they added 2.
I think it deserves to. Like I would put 2 in if I was in charge. I would put both King K. Rool and Dixie Kong in if I was. If I had the option,
Absolutely.
because I think Donkey Kong is a big enough series to have 4 characters,
Yeah.
and I think that there's no reason it shouldn't have already had at least 3.
Yeah.
Like there should have been 3 in Brawl, if you ask me. But I mean, especially now that since Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze have come out, like,
Hmm.
there's no excuse. No excuse. And yet here we are. So,
Can we go back to alternate costumes real quick?
nope.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What's everybody's, like, I guess, most wanted alternate costume? Because if we go through the entire character roster in Smash 4 and give them
That'd
an
take
alternate costume, it would take too long. So, what's everybody's, like, one that they want for whatever character?
Isaac getting a Matthew costume? No. I would definitely like. Well, obviously Link in his Breath of the Wild tunic. or champion shirt, whatever you want to call it.
I would pit to have a
I
Dark Pit
think the
costume,
Breath
and
of
then
the
Dark Pit just
Wild
goes away.
Link should just be the default. They should move on from the Twilight Princess design. That shit's
Yeah.
old news.
Hmm.
Fucking
Like
get in with the
classic
new.
green,
And
but I think that the tunic should be
yeah,
definitely have an alt.
it should be a neutral tunic. It shouldn't be the Twilight Princess tunic. I would love to see an alternate costume for Ganondorf that's just Primal Ganon. You know, just the pink.
Okay, here's my pick. Since you brought up Ganon, Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf.
Yes.
Yes, love Hyrule Warriors. He's
His
so cool.
most badass design, yeah.
He's so cool. That's a hard question. I really want to see maskless Meta Knight.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. I like maskless Meta Knight. That's it. That's all I got. Or fusion suit Samus is,
Yes.
and not just the color scheme, the actual suit.
Oh,
Hmm.
DDD.
Swole DDD, yes.
Swole DDD.
No, I'm just kidding. Shit, I don't know. I've always kind of wanted is just make Doc the costume and make me happy.
Yeah, and make Dark Pit a costume.
Yeah.
Dark
And
Pit.
separate. Well, yeah, make
The
Dark
best
Pit a
character in the game.
costume and separate Alf and Olimar,
Wait, why?
so you don't lose a character slot.
Oh,
But you gain an actual separate character.
Do you think they'll keep like the Wii Fit trainer?
yeah. I think the Wii Fit trainer has gained enough of a cult following because of this game to remain in Smash Brothers forever.
Hmm.
I think we get one.
I think
Eh,
Smash Brothers,
Dice Climbers.
Smash Brothers makes characters, man. Smash Brothers makes characters.
Hmm.
That's how Captain Falcon is on people's minds.
Hell yes. Also, where's my Captain Falcon? Figma. I know you're listening to this.
You're never getting one. Instead, you're gonna get fucking 16 different Overwatch characters. So what about okay, let's move on from characters for a second. What else, if it was a definitive Smash Brothers, what else does it need to have? What else does it need to have added to it?
I mean, I could definitely. Yes, that would be an awesome new stage. I think we could see more Pokeballs, or more Pokemon and Pokeballs.
7th gen Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6th gen Pokemon was in there. Of course, Greninja's a fucking character. I'm an idiot. I was just thinking to myself, was there 6th gen Pokemon? And I didn't
Yeah, you
think
can
of
play as one, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Buff Greninja. Alright, anyway. Obviously, they would be adding stages.
Mhm.
They should.
Also,
They should add all the stages that are exclusive to the 3DS version.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, even though a lot of those stages suck butt, but they
Yeah.
should probably all be there.
Mhm.
They should add.
the wild stage where you're fighting on top of one of those giant beasts.
Ooh. Or, I mean, you can make it one of those tour levels where you're just fighting on all 4 of those beasts. They just travel you through the world.
Tour levels.
You don't like tour levels?
I don't. I'd rather just have like one set. You know.
I think a tour level is a good way to like include like a lot from one game. I mean,
But still.
I don't know. I could see it. I could see a Breath of the Wild tour level, or even a Mario Odyssey tour. Go from each world or kingdom or whatever.
Fly on the ship or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like you fly on the ship and you go to like kingdom to kingdom. But I think if they were just to do one Odyssey stage, it would be New Dog City, of course.
Oh,
I think you're
definitely.
right.
That's like the Mario Odyssey stage.
Do they do it during the festival or just everyday New Donk City life?
Why
It
can't
could
it
be
be
both.
both?
Festival would be on special occasions or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go into the stage and sometimes it's raining or sometimes it's during the festival, or sometimes it's just daytime.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I mean, fucking isn't Prism Tower is like that, right? Where sometimes it's like nighttime and sometimes it's
Yeah.
daytime. Like they can do it like that.
Yeah.
Obviously they would probably add a Splatoon stage.
Definitely.
I don't know which one, but they would add one.
Booyah
Probably whatever.
base.
Bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
That's like my favorite pun of all time now. But
It is a good pun. It is a good pun. Uh, yeah, that would be a good one. I still want a tropical freeze stage. Don't know why it wasn't in the Wii U version.
Hmm.
Like Donkey Kong just gets fucking screwed all the time, and the Donkey Kong stage in the Wii U version sucks butt. So,
Mm.
oh, that's
You think
well,
they'll
it sucks. That stage sucks.
it did. Donkey Kong just keeps having terrible stages lately.
Right, which is why a tropical freeze stage would be awesome. So, whatever.
Mhm.
The slippy slidey ice stage.
Yes.
Yeah, even better.
Um.
Mega Man 11 stage.
Yeah, they should make a Mega Man stage that also doesn't suck.
Yes. Just remove the thing.
Yellow Devil.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yellow Devil.
The
How come so
existing
many
Mega Man
stages in the-
stage doesn't suck if it didn't have Yellow Devil. Like, if they seriously have an option where you turn off
Use more boss,
hazards,
too.
it
Yeah,
would be okay.
Hmm.
Sorry.
much better. Like turn off Ridley.
Yeah, that's something that I think they need to do as well. Like, I get the like appeal of like making them Omega stages, but why not just give me the stage just the way it's built, but remove some of the like stupid shit.
Hmm.
That would be
Like-
amazing.
Like the stage could still be designed the way that it is, but Ridley doesn't show up, or the stage is still designed the way that it is, but Wispy Woods isn't blowing in the background. Like
If
like
you
you
play,
could still have all the platforms and everything, but just get rid of the hazards.
if you
Yeah.
play 8-player Smash, they don't have Ridley on that one stage. I don't even know what it's called.
Then I have
But it's-
The
Pyrosphere.
frigate or something.
Friends.
Pyrosphere.
Oh,
Pyrosphere,
Pyrosphere.
yeah.
That's
Frigate
like
Orphan.
Friends.
It's,
Frigate Orphean is from the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Prime.
But
is that
no,
a
like
stage in Smash 4?
no, Frigate Orphean. No, they didn't bring
Right.
that back.
Oh, okay.
They didn't bring that back. Fuck that stage.
Yeah, that stage was annoying.
Actually, a lot of stages in Smash 4 suck. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah, dude.
like a lot of the stages are pretty garbage. But if they got rid of some of the hazards, they would be good. Like
Mhm.
in an
Mega Man
interview,
stage would be fine.
in an interview with Sakurai, he was like, "Oh, if we had a no hazards option, it would just be like PlayStation All Stars." And then everyone's like, "Ooh, Sigburn!" But no, it
No,
actually
but
would be a good
PlayStation All
option.
Stars did that right.
Yeah, that's the one thing they did right.
Like Magic Hand would be like the best stage in the game if they got rid of that fucking bird.
Flying Man.
Yeah, the flying man. Like the
Kill all of the flying men. That's all, and then you can have a real fight.
no, but no, that takes too much fucking time, and they're way overpowered. Like that stage would be so much better if I didn't have to deal with that fucking bullshit every single time. Like, there's so many like cool concepts for stages in that game, and like so many of them suck. Like the balloon fight stage, fucking sucks.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is coming from a guy who likes pokey floats. So
Yeah. I liked. Well, no, I don't like the concept of Pokeflux because it doesn't make sense. Who's controlling them?
You.
I liked playing on it because it, gave more representation of Pokemon without actually making
They
them
just
characters.
didn't know what else to do. They just
Yeah.
didn't know what else to do.
They're just like, well, here's all the Pokemon.
Yeah,
Not even all of
fucking just fight on Pokemon, whatever.
yeah, I hate tour stages, but I like pokey floats.
There was also too much of a reliance on old stages in
yeah.
Smash 4. Like half
Also,
the
they need to bring
stages.
back Tinkeroo.
They need to bring back what? Which one? What did he say?
I said Big Blue.
Oh, I love Big Blue. That seems hypocritical considering I'm bitching about other stages with hazards, and that has like all the hazards. But I love Big Blue. But yeah, like half the stages are like old stages, and like I think bringing in the 3DS stages would be a good way to like counter that, even though there would be even more old stages.
I think they should bring back more stages that they didn't bring back. You know, top of my list would be Fountain of Dreams. That's a
Where the hell is
tournament viable
Fountain of
stage.
They need to bring back more fucking 64 stages. They only brought back 2.
Super Mario or the Mushroom Kingdom.
Or I guess they brought back 4 because Peach's Castle, Hyrule Castle, Dreamland, and the Donkey Kong.
I would love to see Saffron City, but like, you know, Pokemon's such a big freaking world that I would want something new. That does the same stuff.
Dog or something.
Yeah.
They should bring back the 64 stages and like HDify it, like more so than they did with the Hyrule Castle. Like they made it look a little bit nicer, but they could make it.
But
even
they
nicer.
only kind of did.
They only kind of did. They like replaced the textures and that's about it. But
Yeah,
they
they
can
didn't-
make it better.
Thing
You know?
that I like any stage where you fight on top of buildings. Like I really like that Zelda stage in the first one, and I really like Fourside. And I
Yeah,
really like,
Foresight was awesome. Bring back Foresight.
Saffron City.
What about New Pork City?
No.
Technically you're fighting in the city.
No, Newport City's the worst.
I don't hate that stage, but I don't think that stage should be any larger than the temple.
Well, fucking Smash Bros. 4 had like 6 that were bigger than the fucking temple.
Wasn't Great Cave Offensive a stage?
Yeah, Great Cave Offensive is bullshit. It's so big.
It was the worst thing.
I think it's a good idea for a stage, but it was obviously built for 8-player Smash, and like I don't got that many friends to play with all the time, guys.
It was a great idea for a stage for Smash Run where you had to go through tunnels and shit. But as a fighting stage, it was awful.
Yeah, and the stupid Palutena's temple, like bullshit stages.
Just to lightly touch up on it, I would like for them to have 8-player Smash online, but only if they fix the netcode.
Definitely, I agree.
I think they need to fix some of the online components to begin. Like in general, like there's no real way to play 1-on-1 with like items and everything on against like random people. Like you could only play like 4 glory.
Yeah.
Like I think there needs to be more options for online.
I mean, just touching up on stages again, I would love to see if they added more options to the stage builder. I feel like it all kind of looks samey, you know? Like all the pieces kind of blend together, which makes sense, but I would love to like maybe be able to theme it. Like you could make a Mario themed level that has like I don't know, looks like Princess Peach's castle or something. Or I don't know.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, here, you fucking do it.
Yeah, rather than like make it generic shit that's already in there.
It's really something that I never really mess with. But
Yeah, but I don't want it to go away just because like
people enjoy it. I think we're past due for a good Bowser's Castle stage.
Yeah.
In the Mario Odyssey 1.
There hasn't really been a Bowser's Castle stage.
Half a second in that Paper Mario level that was awful.
There was a Bowser's Castle stage in Project M, and it was really cool actually.
Yeah,
was it based on Paper Mario? Am I thinking of that wrong?
No, that's in
the
3DS version. The 3DS
Oh
version.
my! It's been so long.
Paper
since I
Mario.
played the
Well, that
3DS.
level also sucks. So
Yeah.
It's so bad.
it should be good.
Like the floor just drops out from under you, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll die 4 times.
That's what I'm saying. So many of the stages fucking suck in Smash Bros. 4. Like, God, make some good ones. Just fucking get rid of all of them. Make new ones.
I thought Pilot Wings was a pretty good stage.
Pilot Wings is fine. I'm just saying, like, a lot of them suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of them do really suck.
Who do we
bad.
think, if anyone, if it's a new Smash, do we think there will be any cuts?
No.
Ooh.
With the sole exception being always the
Not
sole
even
exception.
Dark Pit.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. The sole exception being the clone. I always think the clones have a chance of being cut, but I don't think
the exception there is Lucina, just because she is so popular.
Mm-hmm.
that's fair. But I mean, they could always just make her a Marth costume.
See, it all depends on how much trouble they go to in order to get like the third-party characters. Like, I think we might lose Cloud if they have to jump through all those hoops to, be able to even port the game. If Square isn't like, cooperative.
I think if they're gonna cut,
No way.
If they're
They're
gonna,
not gonna
if they're gonna,
cut Cloud.
now I don't think they are either. But I think if it was a new Smash Brothers and they were gonna cut third-party characters, I think Cloud and Ryu would be the first to go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As long as Sonic and Mega Man come back, I'm happy. But I don't see them cutting Bayonetta at all.
No, Bayonetta is basically a Nintendo character at this point.
Yeah.
She's a Nintendo character in everything but copyright. I mean, they're funding the games, so.
Right.
Now I have an interesting question.
Uh-oh.
If they were to axe characters, but instead wanted to like keep their moveset in the game, would you be against them like using a different Nintendo character to kind of like use that moveset that is no longer attached to, let's say, Cloud? What other sword fighter? Isaac. No, that wouldn't even make sense.
You see,
I'd rather them just come up with something custom for that character.
Yeah.
And then it always keeps the door open for them coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's always been like an idea that like Ganondorf would be replaced by that Black Knight guy. I think it's Black Knight. No,
Black Shadow.
Black Shadow. Black Knight's Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Black Shadow, and then Ganondorf could get his own moveset with a sword, But they never did that. So
Yeah. Well, there was also this like people ill-conceived notion that like, oh, Lucario is Mewtwo, and like that was not a thing.
They both had a charge attack, obviously.
But that was it. That was the only thing they had in common, and everybody was like, well, Lucario is Mewtwo, and it's no, you're fucking idiots. Yeah, exactly.
It's Mewtwo.
It's Mewtwo. All Pokemon has charge attacks.
That trailer was such a troll, and it's 100% my fault for bringing that up.
That was good time.
Getting everyone's hopes up.
I don't think they would need to apply old movesets to new characters.
Here's what I kind of want. If they do it right this time, they could bring back the custom move system and do it right.
Make it good.
Yeah, make it good.
Make it not garbage.
First of all, the DLC characters in Smash 4, they didn't give them custom moves at all.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh, okay, this hasn't been working out.
Yeah, it's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much effort. We might as well not.
Yeah, we already made new characters for you guys. What else?
Yeah, so they could do that, but do it right. We were talking about implementing Cappy into Mario's moveset. If they were to rework the custom move system, you could just replace Cape with Cappy. I would want it to be more along the lines of Mega Man with his custom moves, where it's like actually
each
unique.
One's actually different. Yeah.
Yeah, for all of his directions.
But also, part of me would be like, well, why didn't they just take all that time that they were using to come up with new moves and just give them to different characters.
See, I think it would depend on the series in that case. Like, I would, no, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say maybe you could give some of Diddy's moves to Dixie, but no, we don't want them to be clones. It
Well,
wouldn't make
I
sense
was
for
more or
them to be
less
clones.
thinking about how they could reduce the existing clones to be custom moves. Give Pit the electroshock arm because it's way better than the fucking upper dash arm.
Mhm.
They could just do that.
And then make Dark Pit a costume with voice and all. That would be interesting.
Like if every character was like Palutena, and I guess Mega Man, more so Palutena. I should have brought up Palutena earlier, where they're actually unique
everybody
moves.
forgets about her because she's terrible.
She's terrible because her base special moves suck.
Yeah.
If she had her
And-
other ones, then she'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that's very true. Like they made her custom moves better at like the detriment to like her as a character. They're
Well,
like,
I
oh,
think they'll
do you want to use
solidify
custom moves?
her moveset in the next one, and custom moves.
Do you think they would just keep it the base moveset, or do you think they would like pick and choose the cream of the crop?
Is because she's awful, and they have a whole bank of.
A whole bank of actual good moves.
I mean, I'm kind of a pessimist with it. I think they would just keep her base moves.
Also, the worst character.
I just want them to do custom moves right. They when they first announced that feature, like that as a thing, there was so much potential, but then when the game came out, there's just like super OP shit, like fucking villager with exploding balloons and a tripping tree, and
I mean,
a lot of them are
logically,
like
the tripping tree
stupid.
makes sense.
just
Yeah.
win boxes. So basically, it's the same move, but it goes farther and doesn't do damage.
I think it's funny that like for Link's boomerang, they got rid of the win box for it and just made it a regular boomerang, like it should be.
What an upgrade!
Yeah.
Donkey Kong like punches out like a gust of wind.
Yeah, like
That's so fucking stupid.
exactly. I get that
At
you
what
can't just
point-
come up with a bunch of stuff for a lot of the
Process that they
characters.
just, it's like, fuck it, just he'll punch him and the ice will shoot out of his hand. Or something.
It's his
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
punch move.
Came down to the
Yeah.
wire with those.
He also has fire punch and mega punch.
Boom, done.
For Donkey Kong, I think it doesn't necessarily need to be like a wind-up punch. He could just punch normally, and it doesn't have to have like insane knockback.
Whole
That
button
would
for
be a better option
B
than
button.
fucking pushing them very far away.
Hit the A button and do that too.
Just backhand him.
Yeah.
Wah-bah, wah-bah. That's his N64 noise. I apologize.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I didn't use custom moves, but I agree with you, Don. I feel like the only reason I didn't use them is because they were just a wasted potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were just useless.
For me, it's like,
Well,
Old
some were
Butler.
useless, some were too useful, and some, like a lot of them were just like cheap gimmicks. But the good ones, like the Breath of Palutena's, Danger Rap for Mega Man, that's better than Crash Bomber. And I'm sure there's plenty more. Off the top of my head, I can't think of. They instead of having Shield Breaker for Marth be the poking one, the poking one, it could be like Roy's where he does an overhead swing.
Mhm.
use Roy,
Roy and Roy. Those are my two favorite Nintendo characters.
I love Roy. I hope they
The
add more
Roys.
Roys.
Yes. Roy from The Office, next character.
Yes, finally.
First office character.
Yeah. Move over, Pam and Jim.
To me, it's like I don't know. I don't care about custom moves. I'm never going to use custom moves. Take all of that thought you're putting into those custom moves and just make somebody else enjoy playing as with fixed moves.
More ice
Okay.
climbers.
Yeah, more ice climbers. Ice climbers, all their custom moves will be them just pushing things away with wind.
Going,
Their hammer just throws wind.
Yep. Okay,
Throw the
so
hammer.
what about what about anything they should do with like the modes? Because I think that they should bring Smash Run over and make it good.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree.
It needs to have co-op. Like if you're gonna have Smash Run, like actually, originally
No, it's not.
originally in the Smash 4 sort of like proposal, like there's like a little PowerPoint slide or some shit. They wanted Smash Run to have multiplayer, so this could be their chance to actually do that, especially with the Switch being like co-op friendly, where you split the Joy-Cons. It would work for it.
Right.
I'm trying to play Smash Bros. With that tiny ass controller.
I mean, you could play Brawl with the Wiimote.
That's true.
That's terrible.
You can.
You would never do that.
You could also unplug the console and sit quietly.
Yeah, you can also help, but don't do it.
No, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. I would love to see. I still want to see an adventure mode like Melee had.
I miss that. I miss that.
Yeah.
Miss that.
Well, I think Smash Run could have been a good replacement for it if they would have made it not complete garbage.
Yeah.
Well, maps.
Well, it needs to have different maps, and you need to be able to run into the people you're playing against in the maps.
Yeah.
The fucking like challenges at the end shouldn't just be random bullshit like who can jump the highest. Like, why is that a thing?
All this
Like-
time collecting attack.
Right? Like, if it's gonna be that way, they need to tell you what it's gonna be, like at the very beginning. Like,
Or like, and then it's just like sudden death, and they just drop bombs on you.
yeah, you spend like fucking 10 minutes like on this mode, like collecting stats, and then you play the final game for like 2 seconds because you have to race the opponents. It's so stupid. Like, like I feel like that whole mode was handled poorly, and they could have made it so much better.
What about the best mode? Do you think the board game mode will come back?
That mode sucks.
It definitely does.
Just play that Animal Crossing game if you hate yourself that much.
I'm pretty sure I only played that mode. I don't even know if I got all the trophies for it.
You didn't, and you never cared.
Yeah, probably not.
Do you think they would add a ton more trophies, or do you think they would kind of keep it to where we have it now?
I think it would be. I think considering they reuse assets for the trophies, it would be stupid for them to not add it.
Yeah.
Plus, the trophies are fun. I wouldn't mind if they like added patches as the game went on and added more trophies to it that you had to collect because I enjoy collecting the trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's been so many games released. It's so easy to just be like, here's a model of this dude from this game. Like,
they could have a twin tail trophy, and you could zoom
Finally.
in right in on her hair.
yes. Her
That's
hair.
what that's sure what
Her
everybody
hair, yes.
Yes,
Her
her hair.
very large
Hair.
punching gloves on her hair.
Yes, and then we can get Breath of the Wild Zelda, and we'll put
Yes.
it right. We'll put it right next to her.
And we could zoom in on her iPad, or not? Excuse me, Sheikah Slate.
And her hair.
Yeah.
And then they kiss.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I think trophies is like the easiest thing in the world for them to just constantly do more of, like David said. So like it would be dumb of them to not add like 500 more trophies like when
Yeah.
the game comes out. Like,
I'd rather see like more obscure trophies. I don't want like trophies from a year ago. I want like trophies from.
I mean, I do too. Like, I would rather them like that's why Melee's trophies are still like the best because they like made new models for like all those trophies.
Mhm.
But
Right,
like,
like how often you see Duck Hunt ducks rendered in 3D, you know,
yeah.
or
Well, a lot now.
well, yes. I want them to like do war,
Yes.
so,
Do all of the Smashified characters that they did.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
I definitely would prefer that. But I mean, if they're just going to keep doing it the way that they've been doing it by just reusing assets, like there's no reason for them to just not constantly add them.
mhm.
Mini
I
Kirby
would,
animated trophies.
I would absolutely love if they brought back like all of the different mini games to get trophies. Like I think that would be interesting, rather than like I'm probably thinking of the wrong game that had like the really shitty kind of arcade kind of pinball type game.
Sure.
But I'd also rather just like plop money in and into the machine and get a
That was
trophy.
fun. I like that the slot machine thing.
hmm
The like gumball machine from Melee,
Yeah.
or you like the coin launcher from Brawl.
I like them both, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
was
hated
that
the
coin launcher?
coin launcher after a while. It got kind of tedious, and it would have just been nice if I could just pop it into a slot machine, or not a slot
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, because the coin launcher you got to like
Gumball.
constantly, you got to like keep playing it and then just constantly unlock shit you've already got.
Yeah,
hmm
it was very monotonous.
hmm
Yeah.
And Smash 4 had that mini game where you just had to destroy a bunch of shit, right?
Fun too.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
hmm
Yeah, the box game.
Yeah.
Game mode. Like that one.
Speaking of which, Smash 4 does not have break the targets.
Yes.
They need to bring that back. And they need to be character specific. They can do it. I don't care if there's
They've-
like 20
they've got
gazillion
time.
characters. They got time. They can do it. They can do it.
If they didn't have the majority of the game already done, in terms of characters already existing, I would, I would forgive them for not having it. But now that they literally have all the time in the world to, not only work on the port but work on other modes and stuff, they should definitely have break the targets, race to the finish, and what the hell is the other one?
Platforms.
Board the platforms. Thank you. I forgot about board the platforms.
That would be a cool one. I definitely want to see Break the Targets come back. I don't think we will, but I definitely. I mean, I think we will if it's a new game, but I mean, if it's just a port, Break the Targets.
Don't waste my time by having demos of old Super Nintendo games.
I cannot believe that mode even came back. Like
What was it called? Masterpiece
Masterpiece.
Theater
Don't
or
waste my
something?
time. Time mode.
Fucking. They shouldn't come back because there's no VC yet, so there's nothing to advertise for.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're waiting to launch the Virtual Console and Nintendo's Online.
God.
Fine, they just want to launch the virtual console.
So they can include masterpieces.
Yes.
Masterpieces were such a joke, and I couldn't believe that they came back in Smash Bros.
It was so bad.
Cannot believe they were back. Oh my god, what a joke!
For any new characters they do make or bring, do you think we'll get character trailers
I hope
for
so.
them?
I
Like,
would assume.
I like them a lot.
I would love
Yeah.
to see one for Ice Climbers. Like, this character already existed, but here you go.
These climbers are so beloved that there's no way they don't put them good deal out of the return.
Yeah, I think they would. I think they would make like a big deal about it. and probably do a
Climbers
trailer.
versus Inklings.
Yeah, that's the reveal. They like fight the.
Inklings is another tag team duo. They just no.
They
That I would.
they freeze the Inklings ink and then they die.
Them and the Inklings aren't in the game; they're dead. So it's just
Or they'll just show Crom again, on the ground.
still there.
It's just a skeleton wearing crops.
You know, I
It just-
feel so bad for Crom, but I actually kind of want him to be playable because
No, there's
Of that
too many
trailer.
fucking Fire Emblem
I
characters.
know, but you
I want
gotta
them
feel
to do
bad for
4
him.
More, I want them to do 4 more character trailers, and in every one it starts with Crom, and then it's just him disappointed by the end of it.
They should just redo all the old trailers and put Crom in them.
Maybe I'll get my chance next time.
My favorite part of that trailer was like right after he said that. It's like, no, you get it now, and it's just part of his Final Smash.
Redo the Little Mac trailer and the sandbag is Crom.
the punching bag of
The
Smash
punching
Bros.
bag, yeah. Yeah, Crom is the new
They put
sandbag.
whimpering noises. They put
Home run
whimpering
contest.
Noises, so he's gonna hit like, oh!
Home run contest, but it's just Crom tied up.
Contest.
Oh, poor Crom. I love him. It could just be an alternate costume for more. That'd be fine. I'd be fine with that.
I love Crom too. I think he's a great character. This is just too fun.
I think he would be an
The
icon
Croms.
if anything.
I mean, Ike has the color for Crom.
Yeah.
They both have ether.
Aether.
You right. But I think we are just about done here in terms of talking about what we want from Smash Bros. Any last thoughts from anybody?
I want them to have Sakurai's wife design the menus again.
She designed
Yes.
the Smash for Wii U menus.
Exactly.
I think
I
I
want
think
them
the
to
next
do
Smash
it
Bros game,
better.
like the menus.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The menus are convoluted. Like you got to go through like 16 menus just to get to the mode.
Yeah,
They're kind of a pain in the ass.
they are.
I think they should have a Mario mode where everybody wears Mario's cap and mustache.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
I think the next Smash Bros game should just not be Smash Bros game. It should play as all the Nintendo characters.
I think they should have a melee mode with melee air dodges and wave dashing.
I think Smash Bros for Switch should just be melee. It shouldn't even be Smash Bros 4.
Or GameCube.
I think it should just be an RPG. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It should just be melee again. It's actually
Melee
going to be
again.
brawl. It's going to be.
Oh God, tripping. I
It's
think
gonna
they
be.
should.
Yeah, tripping's gonna come back. It's gonna be brawl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God. Everybody just has a banana peel move to make tripping a thing.
Everybody's feet are banana peels.
I will say this. This is. I'm being 100% serious. I think if it is coming out and it's a port, I think we're gonna see it announced soon.
Hmm.
I think we'll see it announced soon, and I think it'll come out this year.
It'll be announced soon, but
Yeah, all right. That's fair.
It
I
could
just want
be
to hear of Dojo again.
announced at E3. Like they could do, their Nintendo Direct for E3 and then announce it then, and then they can gradually, have like the character trailers until its release in December 3rd.
Again.
Yeah, that way they can disappoint us over a long, you know,
Release it March 9th.
They should just bring back the dojo so I can get super hyped up every single
Yes.
day for the rest of my life.
Yes. Oh man, I still feel like the Sonic announcement was like depressing because I don't remember them like revealing a full trailer. It was just like, hey, it's 3 a.m. We're announcing a delay, but here you go. Here's Sonic.
Hey, it worked because I didn't fucking care that it was delayed because fucking Sonic was in fucking Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's true.
Good times.
Dojo, man. Best years of my life.
Yeah.
You guys ready for a whole new amiibo collection?
No. Oh, no. Don't go there. Please don't go there.
A whole new what?
It has to be a port just so I don't have to buy any more than like 3 new.
Oh. Oh God. Oh, that's what
I can't do a whole new run.
That is one thing I want. Not an entirely new run. No. I do want them to finish some of the Player 2 characters. Like, I want an Alf amiibo.
But see, then they're gonna make the Koopalings, and I'd have to buy all the Koopalings.
Yeah, that's true. All right, maybe not. I have no room for them, so I wouldn't really get the.
I still don't have Player 2 Cloud. That's the only one I'm missing.
Oh.
I don't know where. I just never got him. All right, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. If you want to end it, Don, go ahead.
Well, there's one more thing. What do you guys think of
is it Shrek?
The industry standard of having season pass DLC characters?
No. If it's gonna be a port, I don't think they're gonna do any DLC for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want DLC characters in a port. Yeah, that's it.
If it's a new game, then I guess maybe, but like I don't really want that.
Mm-hmm. You hear that, Nintendo?
But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's legit.
But I mean, I guess there are. Even Nintendo games have done fucking season passes and stuff like Hyrule Warriors and I think Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
First party game stuff?
Breath of the Wild did.
Didn't Mario Kart 8 originally do it?
Yeah, it did. Mario Kart 8 had a like bundle too. Like you bought the bundle at the first, then you got all the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just a thing.
Smash Brothers. It's just a thing.
But no, I don't want a Smash Bros. Season Pass. But I could see them doing it if it's a new game.
Yeah, if it's a brand new game, I could definitely see it happening.
And microtransactions. And loot crates where you get new characters.
Or you just get the same special move unlocks.
Yeah, or you just get Dark Pit 16 times.
You get the one custom move you already have. That's just a wind knockback.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. For Dark Pit.
For Dark Pit.
A custom Dark Pit move where he like pushes you like over and over.
Haven't unlocked Dark Pit yet? That's okay. Here's a wind knockback.
Come back tomorrow to open your next loot box. Yeah, or spend $5.
Since this would be the definitive edition, do you think you would have to? I mean, you didn't really have to unlock too many characters in Smash 4, but do you think you would have to unlock all the characters, or like how they used to do it, or do you think you just get the roster?
I think they should just start you with everybody. I think we've moved past unlocking characters.
What about?
I really like unlocking characters, and I bought Mario Kart for the Switch, and you don't have to unlock anybody, and I think that's kind of killed my playtime on it, just because I really enjoy unlocking characters.
Yeah, I mean, I do like unlocking stuff. Well, you can still unlock parts for your cart.
Well, when Matt gets a Switch and Mario Kart 8, we can do some Mario Kart Madness again, and then we can all play again.
Yes, you can all lose again.
Yes. But one more thing I want to talk about.
One more thing. I can't
about industry standard practices.
Oh no.
What do you guys think if Smash for Switch was Smash 4, but free to play, and you had to unlock characters through microtransactions?
No, get the fuck out.
$5.99 for Mario.
Sign me up.
Well, I mean,
Well, it would have like a handful of characters for free, maybe.
Yeah,
Even
Dark
a
Pit
rotation.
and
Okay.
start
New
out with Dark
character
Pit.
you haven't. You can try a new character you haven't unlocked for 30 seconds.
Bring in the loot boxes.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be
So
like
you-
the masterpieces, but with characters.
So you could do all those microtransactions, or you could just pay for the game and do one macro transaction.
Yeah, exactly. They could have the free play model. In addition
Yeah.
to having the full package with the whole roster, you know.
I hate
So if you main, Fox only, then you could just buy Fox for $5. Not a bad deal.
And you get 2 stages. Neither of them is Final Destination though. It's the Ridley stage and the Flying Man stage.
get the Darkness of Space where you just fall off immediately.
Oh, you mean the that new Star Fox stage?
The great one. Or it's that Mario.
Oh yeah, the end of the Paper Mario stage, right? No, I don't want them to do any of that industry bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck
But
that.
yeah.
Fuck the game industry. Everyone sucks.
That's pretty much it. I just wanted to throw that out there just in case
Oh, to end
maybe
on that
Nintendo
note.
was thinking
Yeah.
crazy.
Want to ruin the night.
Okay. Sorry. You want to talk
It's
about something
alright.
else that's nicer?
No, let's talk about Shrek.
All right, Shrek.
Oh,
I don't know how much nicer that is.
It's a lot nicer. Okay, have you?
Have you?
I have actually. I'm fuck. I'm dying.
Okay.
there's this one
Matt's
thing where
dying.
somebody once told me the world was
David needs
if-
to go to bed.
Shrek needs to be in Smash Bros. So the All Star can be in Smash Bros.
Oh.
Hey now,
All Star is already in Smash Bros.
I mean the song.
somebody.
I know. They could have the
What do you
All Star
have to
song
continue?
in the All Star mode.
Yeah.
It just makes
Well,
sense.
Then nobody would want to leave the little hub. They would just want to stay there and listen to All Star forever.
Absolutely. That's increasing their playtime, right?
They could just use the song from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Gonna take you for a ride.
Banana.
All right, we're done here. We're done here, Don.
All
End this thing. End this thing.
Okay, so thanks for listening up till this point. I know
If
it
you
may
have.
be annoying. I had some background noise.
Yo.
You know who you are, background noise.
But anyway, thanks for listening. I don't even know how to end this.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like,
See you in
subscribe.
another few years when they announce another
Yeah.
Smash Bros.
Sure.
And we do
Definitely
2 videos.
expect another podcast eventually, in some other year, maybe. I don't know.
2023.
I really don't know.
We'll see you next time in our Game of the Year 2018 edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
Together
hard
when
enough.
one of us dies. Bye.
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 Hey now, you're an all-star.